Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got our second best of two of the night coming up here, and it is Titan versus DK. Well, at least parts of DK. They've got three stand-ins here. Unfortunately, Ice Ice Ice, Lon M, and Mushi will not be here. We've got three members from Speed Gaming China in their stead, and, well, we'll see how they fare against Titan. Zayori joined once again by Fogged. What's going on, man?
Not too much. I was actually going to say, as soon as this game was starting up, I was wondering if Titan would actually opt for banning out that Wisp, because it seems like a lot of these Asian teams are pretty scared of DK's Wisp, and they actually did. So, using one of their bans on a Wisp, which isn't really what we see banned that often, but we do see the Lycan taken out by DK as well. So, the bans are going to be a bit similar, but the Wisp ban at least is a little bit different, and they do go for a Centaur ban too. Even though Ice 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 isn't there, they know that DK absolutely love that hero, and they all rate it very high.
Yeah, and it's not just DK. It's these Chinese teams in general. They love them some Centaur, and we've seen our share of Centaur play so far tonight. And he actually even struggled a little bit, but he was still picked up nonetheless. And we are right for now, at least. My stream of WPC is working for they're in the studio shot, so. We'll keep the picks and bans are a little bit delayed, Fogged, so we'll have to be patient.
Alright.
Try not to spoil them here. So far, my stream's been good. After that first series, I don't know what happened, but it hasn't froze, so fingers crossed. And
You just jinxed it, dude.
yeah, I just jinxed it, seriously.
Good job. You sure you guys gotta ignore it? Don't say anything. Come on.
So there are three stand-ins here, and the three gentlemen on the camera right now, those are the Speed Gaming China players, ZY, ZRD, and JDH. And ZRD, he was the one, chat was blowing up. 16 years old, playing in WPC Ace. Man, my belly is full of jelly right now, Fogged. I was doing nothing that constructive when I was 16 years of age.
Yeah, no, he looks very young too.
Yeah, he certainly does.
And we do see DK also changing it a little bit too. The Invoker is left in the pool, and so is the Batrider. And
yeah.
well, I don't want to spoil the picks. I know it's a little bit behind, but DK did opt to ban for Furion, which we do see Titan. Just like they were on Orange, Furion was one of their favorite picks.
Yeah, these bans make some sense, but there are some scary heroes left in the pool. Batrider, like you mentioned, Naga, and Ember Spirit, all still available. And the Ember and the Naga, two heroes that the Chinese teams haven't been utilizing quite as much, but we'll see in just a moment.
Well, the Invoker's still there too, so...
Yeah, oh yeah, and the Invoker too.
That hero is extremely powerful.
Yeah, knew I was spacing on one of them. And Titan will go ahead and first pick the Batrider. Can't say I'm too surprised to see that. And we'll see what that DK response is in just a moment here. Can you imagine being 16 and playing alongside Burning, the legend? I can't even imagine. I can't even. Those two players are a decade apart. Isn't that crazy to think about? Dota's been around that long. About.
Yeah, it's crazy. But you know what? I haven't really I haven't watched at all actually the Speed Gaming China, so I don't know how these players are. But we'll see how good they turn out playing with DK, and
yeah.
I'm hoping for some good games coming out of them because, I mean, Burning is a strong player. So is MMY, of course. So let's see if they can lead these guys to victory with their picks. And I actually need to go AFK for 1 second, sorry.
Yeah, no worries. DK will grab that Invoker that we were talking about, and then they will second pick a Nyx Assassin as well. So a pretty well-rounded opener here. All the scary heroes getting scooped up, and I'll be really curious to see how they run this Invoker. I was talking to Gods about how the Chinese like to utilize him, and is it all about the Quas Wex, the Quas Exort, and the few Invokers that I've been able to cast in WPC so far have actually gone for the Exort build over Quas Wex, although a lot of it will come down to the lanes. Will they put this Invoker in more of a safe lane role? Will he be solo mid? Well, time will tell as the rest of this draft starts to unfold, but wouldn't be surprised at the possibility of an Exort Invoker here coming out for our first game in this best of two. This is only our second best of two coming up tonight, folks. We will have Titan versus IG after this one, so good games all around. It will be a second pick Ember Spirit for Team Titan, so they are going to go with the fire strat here. Batrider and Ember to get things kicked off. Two extraordinarily scary heroes, and things are heating up already. Titan have their initiation on lockdown, and the way that they've been running this Ember Spirit, at least the way they did it the other day, was, I believe, a KYXY Ember, and I think they put him in more of a safe lane farming type role. Worked out okay. Not that same solo mid, sleight of fist, fiery bola Ember Spirit that we're used to in the West, but he can still be pretty potent, as we saw in the last match. Next set of bans coming out here. Titan will take out the Shadow Shaman.
And
The
I'm back.
very highly sought after support. Oh, welcome back, Fogged. So
Hello.
Ember Spirit team fire here for Titan.
Yeah, so far. DK has really strong picks so far as well too. The Invoker and the Nyx Assassin are both two heroes that are very good versus Batrider and Ember Spirit, because Ember Spirit does need mana, obviously, if he wants to use his spells. And if this Invoker opts to go for the Quas Wex, he also has a great way to counter initiate on the Batrider if the Nyx does get a Spike Carapace off on the Firefly.
Hmm.
So they can just these two heroes, they can really just change the tides of these fights just really, really quickly just with a counter initiation.
Yep, that's a good point. Nyx really does work well up against Batrider with Firefly all over the place. That Spike Carapace makes for easy stuns and pretty easy setup on Bat, and more often than not, you can catch him completely off guard. Now, Slark will get banned out, but Titan opt for a fourth ban on the Bone Fletcher, Mr. Clinks there, which is a little bit interesting as well.
Yeah, I mean, Clinks is quite a strong hero versus Ember Spirit because he does rush out that Orchid, and of course, Orchid, any silences are very good versus Ember. So, I don't know. I haven't really been seeing, I don't really know too much about how DK's been picking. Plus, they're also playing with three stand-ins, but it looks like Titan just doesn't want to risk playing versus this Clinks right now. And they're just like, you know what? It's a good ban. It's a really strong hero.
Yep, that's true. Silences are the golden ticket to shutting down that Ember Spirit, at least in the mid game.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
man, there's that Yamate face on the stream. He's just got such a, you know how some players have that game face where you just look at him and it's sort of that Medusa stone gaze, and you're just thinking, man, I would not want to lane against that guy. Yamate has that look on his face every time
Well,
I
he's
see him
such
on
a
camera.
veteran. He's been playing forever, man.
Yeah, dude.
And
He's
he's a
just
strong, strong player. Yeah, I mean, even in Dota 1, he was a very good player. So,
yeah. He's got the skills and he's got the look to back it up.
yeah, for sure.
So we'll
I'm
see
wondering
what
what DK actually gonna go
DK.
for, and they do actually go for this Rubik. So they just go for like a support that they're used to playing with. DK loves this Rubik, and Rubik overall is quite a strong hero because it's an instant disable for this Ember Spirit and an instant disable for this Batrider if he decides to go in. And also, of course, stealing Firefly is always very fun on Rubik. You just get to ride around on your staff,
Yep.
and it is really good. You can get rid of a lot. You can get out of a lot of sticky situations just because of that Firefly, and also just of course stealing Lasso is even amazing as well. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Overall, just a solid support. That instant disable with the telekinesis certainly does come in handy.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, Rubik also has this Fade Bolt, so if they do start getting their towers pressed in a little bit, they do have the outspam with that Fade Bolt as well as, I mean, the Nyx stun, of course, but it's not really something you want to be wasting to outspam creep. So Fade Bolt does make up for the fact that right now those two heroes that they had don't really have the most outspam.
Hmm. Now, I was wondering what would happen with the Ancient Apparition here, as he wasn't banned out, and actually sort of a little atypical to see Ancient Apparition make it this far into the draft without getting picked up, but Titan will go ahead and grab him. They've got this whole fire and ice thing going on here, and that will be their first support. I imagine Titan will be looking for a Sand King here with this fourth pick. There's Ned on the stream, and he's pretty known for his Sand King. DK didn't ban it out, and I would be surprised if they pass it up here with this next pick.
Oh my god, I'm spoiling everything. I'm gonna yell that. I'm just gonna stop saying anything about the hero picks.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I've got the stream up, so you can wait for my lead if that meets your fancy. But yep, chat's going hard on you. This is
Haters.
a big
Whatever, man.
series, so sorry, Fog. You will feel the girth of Twitch chat throughout
I
this
guess I
series.
deserve it. I
As
guess I
will
deserve
I.
it.
Yeah, we both deserve it.
Oh well.
Twitch chat seems to be a little more tame during the WPC broadcast. I don't know if it's something about the time of day or the demographic of people that enjoy Chinese Dota, but they're a little bit nicer than during the Russian games or Starlighter EU. That seems to be the worst. That's the pinnacle of negativity in Twitch chat from my bit of anecdotal experience.
Oh well. It's okay. Haters gonna hate.
Of course, they'll prove me wrong here as I say that. So.
Oh, of
Boy.
course. Now that you taunted them, the full wrath is coming out. Oh well.
So
I can't say anything. Not saying
yeah,
anything.
it will be a
A
fourth
hero
pick,
was picked. There you go.
fourth pick life stealer for DK. So look at their hard carry on the board, and actually a lot of flexibility for DK. Kind of curious how they're going to lane this. They could put the invoker mid, or they could opt for more of a safe laying invoker. And it's really kind of hard to. I guess they kind of have to put him mid now based on how this draft is unfolding.
Can't say anything, man.
Can't say anything about the Invoker laning.
No, can't say anything anymore. No, I mean right now DK's draft is very, very strong, but Titan also does have a strong draft. So right now it's going to be up to just based off. I mean, what other heroes they grab, and just of course how the game ends up being played out. So we'll see if they decide to go for some early aggression or if they decide to just, I mean, Titan doesn't really have the hardest carry right now. Ember Spirit does end up becoming very powerful if he gets a big lead, the
Mhm.
commanding lead, but he's not, as I would say, as strong as a Lifestealer. And Lifestealer overall is pretty damn strong for this versus that Ember Spirit if he can just get in his face and just you can burst him down quite hard if he gets a good start.
Yeah, that can be a big if though. They're just very different. And oh, okay, Titan will make their fourth choice. I almost spoiled it there, but yeah, whenever it's an Ember versus a Lifestealer, they really just kind of peak at different times. There's this mid-game advantage where Ember Spirit can put out a lot of damage while Lifestealer is still trying to come online a little bit. But yeah, towards the end, Lifestealer will definitely win the man fight, even though Ember will probably put out a considerably larger amount of damage overall, just because of all that AoE from Sleight of Fist. So they're just different. Lifestealer wants to go man mode, and Ember Spirit just he wants to sit back, Sleight of Fist you a little bit, and that's it. So Lion will be the fourth choice for Titan. Nice support to go with that Ancient Apparition in the stead of the Shadow Shaman that was banned out. Now they'll have some nice crowd controls to go with that AA.
Those two supports do kind of get eaten a bit by that Lifestealer, though, so they have to have some very good positioning, and they have to be careful not to. I mean, if this Invoker ends up going for the Quaswex build, it could be pretty dangerous because they have a lot of ways to just get in there with DK's team right now. The Invoker can just set stuff up with the Tornado if he opts for that, and the Nyx, of course, with his Vendetta. So right now I'm liking DK's lineup overall a bit better.
Yeah. And
It's just
fine. Oh, go
it's
ahead.
just easier to really just I don't know. The things that they have is just easier really to pull off at this point. I mean, and it's just safe and strong.
Yeah. Now, Faceless Void will be the final ban coming out from DK, and Titan will deliberate a bit, but they will eventually settle on a Darkseer final ban. So Titan assuming that this will be a support Nyx, and actually not an offlane Nyx. Not a bad guess, but DK will give us that final indication here. They've only got about 15 seconds left before they have to make a executive choice on their final hero.
Yeah, both teams really using all their time as
Yeah.
much as possible this game. So 10 seconds left for DK. They're really deciding what they really want to do, and they do decide to pick a Visage. Oh, I said it too early. No, you're looking at it. I ruined it again. Oh,
Oh, you're terrible. But they
I'm
will go
awful.
for Visage. So it will be the offlane Nyx, and they'll have Rubik Visage as their two supports. Just an all-around really well-rounded draft for DK. They've got plenty of crowd controls. They've got a hard carry with the Lifestealer. And they've gotten that Invoker for the mid lane. This looks like a Quas Wex kind of game to me, but you never know. He could opt for Exort. I know that the Eastern scene does like that Exort Invoker a little bit more than the West.
Yeah, and I mean, it is a single core life series, so Exort would make it have them, more of an even out draft throughout the entire game. But Quaswex is just pretty damn strong, like I was saying, versus Ember Spirit, because if that hero has no mana, he gets pretty crippled.
Yeah, absolutely. That does shut him down pretty effectively. Now, I'm thinking about these Titan lanes, and it is always a little bit hard to read. In the Eastern scene, we've seen Ember Spirit picked up. It's possible that he could be mid, but we've just seen him more in that safe lane a little bit more frequently, and it looks like this final hero choice may very well be the Yamate hero. And there you go. It will be a Viper. So it looks like a Viper solo mid to tango with that Invoker. Probably an offlane Bat Rider to rotate into the jungle, a KYXY Ember Spirit, and then obviously the two supports, Lion and AA, babysitting that Ember Spirit. What do you think about
Yeah,
that Viper final pick here, Fog?
I mean, it's decent, but it's a really immobile hero. Overall, the Viper is not really the strongest, and I don't really see how. I mean, I don't really know how they're going to end up laning this. If this is going to be a Viper free farming and an Ember Spirit middle versus this Invoker. But yeah, I'm a little bit confused by that. I guess that Viper pick by Titan. They don't really have the strongest late game. Their heroes are good if the Ember Spirit gets a great start, but
Yeah.
that's going to be like one of the only ways. Unless they do they just. Hmm.
It looks like KYXY will actually go mid. They'll do these lanes a bit differently than I thought. Yamate on the Viper. He will be in the safe lane, it appears, and they'll do a little bit of aggro try. Extinct on the Ancient Apparition. We'll have Net playing on the Lion, and Ohio will be on this Bat Rider. This is one awkward tri-lane here, and I can't imagine they'll want to commit these two supports to stay positioned at the top lane. Maybe it'll be sort of a roaming death squad between these two. But this is rather interesting. I'm going to put a lot
They
of
might just
resources
try to get
into it.
a first blood and
30
maybe
seconds
just
to
try to move
battle.
around after that because it looks like they are setting up hiding in those trees right now and trying to hide the fact that they're up there.
Yeah, and I mean, we have seen Net play pretty much exclusively Lion or Sand King, two very Net heroes. He will go ahead and skill Hex at level 1, and maybe they can grab a first blood here. Just keep your eye on Net, Fog. He likes to spend a lot of time in the trees, and he's just got a very unique play style. I'm quickly becoming a Net fanboy.
The
He likes to
battle
just
begins.
position himself in such a way that he'll be hiding in fog, thinking that an opponent may come by, and more often than not, he gambles right, and he sets up kills in places where you'd normally think, I don't think he's going to be able to find a kill
Structures are
there.
Fortified.
So maybe he'll demonstrate that for us here with the first blood.
Yeah,
On the
they
dark
also
side, we've
the
got
good thing
team...
though about
Oop,
this I mean sorry about that.
no, go
But
ahead.
them going up doing this tri lane puts a Viper 1v1 versus a Nyx, and that Nyx is going to have a pretty hard time down there being able to get a lot of CS. Of course, he's going to get full experience, which is really what Nyx wants, but that Viper is going to get full free farm.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we'll keep our eye up on this top lane here. This is Team DK, but they do have 3 stand-ins. MMY going to be on the Rubik here. Burning will be on the position 1 Lifestealer. And look at this bait from Ohio. They'll reveal the trap. Chilling Touch comes out. Ohio taking a fair bit of damage. Net throws the Hex out on the Rubik. Burning will be the one to secure the first blood as they finish off that Bat Rider. MMY taking some pretty heavy damage, but he will survive. And this is already a bit of a disaster for Titan. Lifestealer getting that 400 gold bounty right out of the gate.
It looks like their targeting was a bit strange there because they started going on the Lifestealer and he used open wounds, so they know he didn't have rage, and then they just switched to try to go for the Rubik, and it just wasn't quick enough. They didn't have enough damage to bring him down, and the Bat Rider was on such a defensive position he didn't even get to use the AA's buffs attacks.
Yeah, rather unfortunate there. I think they probably could have committed to the Lifestealer, but like you said, instead they had 2 heroes down a little bit below half health, and that was kind of where the engage ended. So DK off to a good start. They will have 3 stand-ins here, and all 3 of them are from Speed Gaming China. It will be ZY on the solo mid Invoker. In the offlane, it will be ZRD on the Nyx Assassin, and it will be JDH playing on the Visage here, and he is up in this defensive tri-lane trying to secure Burning's farm. It looks like the... Go ahead.
I'm a bit confused right now because I was looking at top watching, of course, for that kill and everything, and I looked down at that bottom lane in Viper. He is getting all the CS, but he burned through all of his mana, just I guess harassing this Nyx, and the Nyx didn't even go mana burn. This Viper's
Yeah, he's just spamming out those poison attacks.
and he's not really. I mean, he's trying to zone the Nyx a bit, but he's not really doing it too effectively. And he is going to pick up probably a Bassi here just to get some mana regen, and yeah, he does.
Yep.
So yeah, he is getting a lot of the CS, and he's pressuring this Nyx, but he burned through all of his mana really, really quickly.
Yeah, I mean, even though Nyx is sort of getting shut down in CS, he's still in pretty good shape. Like you mentioned, getting a lot of experience, and he is 4-1, so at least getting a couple last hits here and there. In the mid lane, KYXY having a pretty good time as well. 14-3 against this Invoker, who is 11-0. Looks like we'll see an engage up top, and it will be Ohio that gets caught in the telekinesis. Burning does get turned into a little froggy, but Ohio will take another spill here, and Visage will be the one to grab this
Oh,
last
and in
hit.
mid lane, KYXY getting kited out by the Invoker right now, and the Sunstrike a bit off the mark, and KYXY actually ends up surviving, so...
Wow.
Bit fortunate for him, but he went pretty far trying to dive that Invoker, and we do see the Invoker also opt to go for this Exort build, so he's playing it. He's not going for that Quasso X because they only have this single core Lifestealer, so they want to be able to have more options for their carry just in case everything doesn't go perfectly well for the Lifestealer, even though he did get that first blood.
Yep, and that kind of makes sense. Ember is going for this Flame Guard build, level 4 with 2 points in the Flame Guard, and it's working for him so far against this Invoker, but we'll can see how it continues to fare. Forge Spirits, I don't know. I don't know if I've ever actually seen an Exort Invoker versus Ember Spirit in the mid lane. The few Invokers that make it through the initial bans these days usually end up Quasso X, so this is a little bit interesting. It seems to be a fairly even lane. Invoker falling behind now, but it was even just a few last hits ago.
This Ember is actually pulling kind of far ahead, and he did opt to go for 3 in Flame Guard, so... Not the build that we were seeing before with the Sleight of Fist Searing Chains. It's about the same build as we saw the last game when they had, or the 2 games ago when they had that Ember Spirit go absolutely nuts on the
Yeah.
side of CIS.
It looks like we'll see a rotation here towards ZY on this Invoker. Batrider is on the high ground here. Only level 2, does have Sticky Napalm and Firefly. Looking for an opening, but no Flame Break. This is going to be a little bit difficult. I'm not sure if this is really a good use of the Batrider's time. He'll come around the backside, wants to try and catch him off here. Sleight of Fist, Bola combo will connect. Sunstrike comes down and won't do too much damage. ZY, I think he is slated to fall. Yep, down he goes. Batrider does secure that kill. So Titan add their first kill to the board, but a lot of space has been created for burning, and it looks like DK will use this opportunity to take down a tier 1 tower in the top lane.
Yeah, and they're probably going to get it, and that's a very early tier 1 tower since everybody rotated to go gank that, and Net was actually pulling down bottom, trying to get a couple levels and some farm on him.
Yep, and Burning will be the one to grab the last hit on the tower, so now this Lifestealer, he is looking pretty fat. He'll be number 1 on net worth by a pretty big margin. Burning did go for Phase Boots level as his first item. Not going for the super fast Midas, but he can still opt for one here and have it in a great timing window.
Yeah, for sure. And the really unfortunate thing for Titan right now is really that the Batrider already has 2 deaths on him. And the Batrider really is the hero that they want to be able to get that blink as early as possible, because he's going to be their ganker right at this point, just to be able to catch up, because right now they're a little bit behind. So he's going to be pretty weak, and he's going to get that blink a little bit late, even though he's absolutely rushing it just because of those 2 deaths. Yeah. KYXY getting a little bit of pressure on him mid as well. He's getting cold snapped up.
Yeah, he goes in on this Invoker, but just can't really do much. The cold snap does a lot in return. He will put down a Fire Remnant, TP's home. Then he'll be able just to scoot back to it. One of several things that makes Ember Spirit a ridiculous hero, but that lack of downtime, man, he'll be back in the lane without really missing any experience, maybe missing 1 creep's worth of experience, and all of a sudden he's got full health, full bottle, and he's right back at it.
But this Viper is just absolutely dominating this bottom lane, as we said would happen.
Yep.
Oh, it looks like they're engaging up on this Invoker again, and he's gonna go down.
Yep, not much ZY can do about it. Although this time the Nyx Assassin will rotate. Looks like they'll get a return kill on KYXY, and that'll at least be a 1-for-1. Both mid heroes take a spill. Well, not too bad. Decent hold from DK. Nice rotation from the supports.
Yeah, great rotation by the Nyx there. I mean, he wasn't really getting anything down in that bottom lane anymore, so I mean, he might as well come in, and he did get the kill, so great rotation by both the support and that Nyx, even though the Viper is getting full free farm in that bottom lane.
That Viper is only so scary. Trading free farm on the Viper for free farm on the Lifestealer, I think DK will be fairly satisfied with that. Let's see, what is this Nyx working towards? Is that a Hand of Midas recipe? No, it's not. That's a Bracer Magic Wand. So Burning going for this more mid-game oriented build, recognizing he already has amazing farm, wants to have a presence in the upcoming moments, and won't go for that heavy economic investment.
Yeah, exactly. And AA did move mid, and he got a decent amount of experience there too. He's about to be level 5 up on that AA. And he is doing the build that we do see most of these Chinese teams do on this AA, and leveling up that Ice Vortex over anything else. When they do lack a bit of stun, they don't really level. I mean, when we have a lot of stun, they go maxing this Cold Feet and get 1/1/1 in each. But this time he actually opts just for maxing the Ice Vortex, it seems.
Yep. Now, Nyx Assassin is level 6, so he has Vendetta online. He'll start moving around a little bit. Sentry Ward does come down in the mid lane. They'll take out an Observer, and just making sure there aren't any other sentries down, so Nyx might have a little bit of room here in the mid, and perhaps may try and set up a kill onto KYXY. They'll slide a fist forward, and they won't find an opening quite yet. Rubik rotating through. He's also about halfway to level 6, so he's doing quite well. Burning still in free farm heaven up top. Within 1 CS of this Viper, so both Burning and Yamate with pretty solid last hitting this game. Both of them really just on the mark.
Yeah, for sure. And it looks like that Viper has an Oblivion Staff, so it looks like he's going to be rushing an Orchid.
Oh, KYXY in the mid lane. He'll get telekinesed out of harm's way in terms of that Sunstrike. He'll throw a Sleight of Fist, a Bola combo, and he hops back to that Fire Remnant. He'll survive the onslaught.
Yeah, it's really hard to gank that Ember Spirit when you don't have too much lockdown. I mean, too much lockdown, I'm saying, because the Impale was actually... He didn't have enough mana to use it as well.
Yeah. So a little bit unfortunate there. I don't think it would have been enough, even if that Sunstrike was on the mark. But, yeah, they used the Sunstrike where the Telekinesis picked up, not where he landed. So the Telekinesis actually helped mitigate some of the damage that was coming his way. Not the best coordination from DK, but, you know, not the end of the world.
Yeah, a bit of miscommunication there, probably, so...
Maybe to be expected when you have got 3 stand-ins.
Yeah, for sure.
So Ember Spirit has a Bracer up now, working towards early drums, it seems. This Burning, though, even though his CS is on point with the Viper, he got a tower kill and also got that first blood and another assist, so he's about 1,000 gold up on Yamate. even though they've been farming relatively evenly. DK just maintaining a pretty solid position. Another 2,300 gold up on the Lifestealer. I imagine he'll want to finish up those drums and either start working towards a Basher or an Armlet.
Maybe we'll see him just go actually just for phase Bracer and into the Armlet if he can get it early enough, and then they might even just gather up and try to go for Infest Bomb, because the Nyx does have his Arcane Boots now, so he can definitely go for a kill. He can definitely go for picking up that Lifestealer and going for kills.
Yeah, and Invoker's farm actually a little bit lackluster right now in terms of CS, 32 compared to the 52 of the Ember Spirit, so really just struggling a bit here. Ember's getting the better of him, using that Flame Guard to its fullest potential, and one thing this build does really well is clear creep wave, so he has been using it to rack up extra last hits. Looks like Invoker does want to grab a Midas, does have that Gloves of Haste just hanging out there in the inventory. Will be initiation here in the mid. KYXY hops forward, but he gets cold snapped. Nyx comes in with the Vendetta and Pale. This time the Sunstrike's on the mark, and Visage will rotate in. He'll secure the kill onto the Ember Spirit, and that'll make it 4-2 here as we pass the 10-minute mark.
Yeah, KYXY playing up a little bit too far, playing too cocky. He did have the AA behind him with his level 6, but it was just a little bit up too far when you know that the Nyx and the Rubik are still missing off the map. And we do actually see the Batrider pick up his Blink now, too.
And that's a nice recovery for Ohio. He was struggling a lot in that early laning phase. He retreated to the jungle. And a 10-minute, 30-second Blink Dagger, not too shabby. Not ideal, but definitely getting it within an acceptable timing window here. Still perhaps set up some kills around the map. Maybe they can secure a kill onto this Lifestealer. He did go Bracer straight into Armlet, as you were talking about. So maybe this is Burning's time to start getting involved in these fights. He will port to the mid lane. They'll use a smoke straight away, and him and MMY, they are on the hunt.
Yeah, they want to punish this Viper before he finishes up this Orchid, because he's pretty squishy still at this point, even though he did go for opting that maximum corrosive skin. But it looks like they're going to run into these supports of Titan, and Titan actually might be in some big trouble here.
Yeah, Ned is on the other side of the tree line. Ohio is nearby. Still plenty of time left on Firefly. They'll walk right into Ned. Sunstrike comes down. That'll be more than enough to finish off the line. Now they'll move into the lane. Rotation coming in from Extinct. And I think that might be where this fight peters out. Titan have a 5-man rotation to this bottom lane. Even KYXY leaving the mid. And they will just eventually retreat back to their lanes, or at least KYXY will. And now DK may try and just transition this momentum into a push.
This Lifestealer is pretty damn enormous at this point. 5.8k net worth at not even the 12-minute mark. And then Invoker actually getting that Sunstrike kill was perfect timing, because he got his Midas from it too now. And he's level 9, so he has his double Forge Spirits.
Yep, and DK, they actually won't pursue this tower too hard. The creep wave gets skipped, and they'll back out. I'm not sure if they saw the Blink Dagger on Ohio or not. He was kind of positioned semi out of fog right there. And
no, they saw him. The Nyx walked up, and he blinked forward with his Firefly, so they saw it as soon as he did that, and then they got re-engaged on.
All right, so perhaps that's why they're playing this bottom a little bit more passively, recognizing the lasso is still off cooldown. Will be a sentry coming out, looks like from the Ancient Apparition. They'll take out this Observer Ward that was on the high ground. But initiation in the mid lane. Nyx with the surprise inside. He'll hop forward. KYXY in big trouble. Does get the Remnant down, but won't be able to survive. There's the Spike Carapace stun on top of the Firefly. That'll be an easy 2-for-0 going the way of DK. And now they're going to pursue. Burning has Net in his sights. He'll just let him retreat. And they'll settle for a tier 1 tower kill instead.
Yeah, and it's... The support combo just isn't really working that well for Titan right now. That's a nice AA blast right there, getting everybody on DK low, hitting 4 heroes with that AA blast there. But this AA and line just haven't really been able to do anything on the map at this point, and they're starting to get very underleveled and underfarmed.
Yeah, this Viper is their big breadwinner right now, and even there's just been a big shifting in the tides across the mid lane. All of a sudden, the Ember Spirit is 700 net worth behind this Invoker, who is still actually 15 CS behind where the Ember Spirit is. So that's the power of the Midas and getting that one Sunstrike kill as well in the bottom lane.
And this tower that they got early up in this top lane, and Titan still has no tower slain for themselves.
Yeah, very true. And the Viper, he's the one with the big amount of farm. He does have the Orchid complete now. Recipe still sitting in the bank. But we'll have it delivered before too long. Courier is actually available. He's just hanging on to it. So maybe that's going to be the sign for Titan to bring the fight to DK. But I don't know. I'm not sure about this Orchid on Viper. He's just a little bit too easy to jump on and lock down without a mech or a Force Staff or any other kind of defensive opener.
Yeah, I don't really know why he's just rushing the Orchid right away. Maybe just to deal with to silence that Lifestealer and just really try to cripple him down in the Invoker, but he's really squishy at this point, and it looks like they're going to go for a kill on Burning right now, and they probably will get it here, because Lion is 6.
Yep, there's the
And they blow
flaming
everything.
lasso, and yeah, more than enough damage. But it is a 3-man rotation to kill the lifestealer.
Good pick off, but at the same time, the Invoker is getting this mid tower here, and he does with these double Forge Spirits and the Rubik being there with him.
Yep, absolutely.
And then Invoker's going to get quite farmed now at this point. He's got 2,000 gold on him.
Oh, down bottom, Viper uses the Orchid, and oh wow, MYM, he stole the Fire Remnant, and he'll hop forward to engage onto the Viper. That closed the gap pretty quickly. Telekinesis makes it an easy kill.
MYM.
Yeah.
MMY.
Or MMY, jeez, my dyslexia here, Fog. Oh.
But yeah, great steal of the Remnants, and he did end up just taking the Viper Strikes right afterwards, and it looks like they're going to just try to get some damage on this tower, even though the Bat Rider is rotating. That Bat is completely out of mana.
Yep, we'll blink back to safety, but yeah, cheeky little play for MMY right there, and even Nyx Assassin to kind of bait it out. He took the Orchid and Viper Strike, but that was about it. I mean, Vipers didn't have enough follow-up damage, and Yamate gets punished for that kind of aggressive positioning here, and the bottom tier 1 tower will fall, so that will be 3-0 in total tower count, going the way of DK, and we'll gander at the gold graph here. Just about a 5,000 gold advantage and 2,000 experience advantage going the way of our dire side, and that net worth chart starting to look a bit more scary. Burning still topping the charts, and another 2,000 gold to play with. He does get pinged out. Looks like they may try and make another rotation up his way.
Yep, and it looks like this Invoker didn't opt for the either Boots of Travel or Book 3 build. He actually went for a 4-staff on this Exort Invoker.
Interesting.
Usually we see the 4-staff coming out on these Quaswex more often, but it's still probably a fine pickup because he can just get out of harm's way just because this Bat Rider can really initiate him on him, and that would be pretty devastating. Yep. But the problem with that is, though, the Nyx got such an early blink now. It's only 16 minutes in, and he's got Arcane Boots, Blink Dagger, on an off-lane Nyx.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that's something Titan will struggle to deal with. Their Bat Rider, he hasn't grabbed too much else after that blink. He's now got his Tranquil Boots, grabbed himself some dust, and ooh, there actually will be a smoke in the mid lane from Titan. And I think they'll try and do the old wraparound here in the mid lane. That tier 1 tower is still standing.
DK knows, though. They all smoked up
as
well, and they have infested. So this is going to be really bad for Titan if they run into this.
Yeah, Vendetta is available here, so DK have a little bit of an advantage. Nyx can just scout ahead. If they get a little suspicious, they do ping out down bottom. Looks like KYXY may be their target. Fire Remnant comes out. I'm not sure they'll find an easy opening here. Their smoke will expire pretty soon. They've got about 10 seconds left. There's the blink forward. Impale actually off the mark. And now the Orchid comes out onto the Nyx Assassin. Finger of Death comes, and Nyx will be the first to fall. Down comes the Meteor. Looks like Ohio is in big trouble. That'll be a 1-for-1 to get this fight started. Titan grouped up around the tower, Burning actually taking a fair bit of damage here. Invoker will secure a kill onto the Ancient Apparition. Sleight of Fist comes out. There's a Fire Remnant forward. More Visage Familiars come. KYXY, he might get stunned up here. Nope, he'll just secure that kill onto the Visage. Burning caught inside the bolas. He's turned into a frog as well. That'll be a 2-for-3. And Titan are taking the advantage in this fight. They've lost both their supports. Their core hero is still alive. Port's coming out, and they will both survive. Great hold from Titan.
Lion a little bit of a slow of a stun there, but he might actually go down to the Familiars. No, they end up killing it, and he only had 43 life there, so really close. The Forge Spirits now too, but looks like Net will be able to run away from those just fine.
They're just too slow. Wow.
Sunstrike off the mark a bit too.
Nyx Assassin has his Vendetta online, though. He's coming in. He wants to try and grab a cleanup kill. We see a ping coming out on the Net, but he'll make it back to safety. No way he's going to be able to solo down this Viper. And, yeah, ZRD will make the right call, and he'll just back up to safety.
Burning tried to turn around there and go on them, but the Viper actually got his Orchid off before the Rage happened, so the Orchid actually paying off right there already, because Burning just tried to play a little bit too greedy and turned around, trying to go back in and got silenced because of it. And now it looks like Burning might go for like an Orchid. I mean, not an Orchid, sorry, a Linken's to counter that Orchid and any of these other targetable spells, because he's got an ulti orb on him.
Yeah, I just noticed that. Kind of an interesting choice, but we do see
maybe even a Manta too.
Linken's. Yeah, it could. A Manta, yeah, it's a possibility. I think Linken's probably a little more likely, but we'll see where he wants to go from here.
The amount of damage that Ember Spirit did though in that team fight, you could see just how ridiculous it is, because he just constantly is just spamming the Sleight of Fist, and since he hasn't maxed, the cooldown's of course only 6 seconds, so he got, I think, 5 or 6 of those Sleight of Fists off, plus an AA ult going through, so DK actually got pretty hurt by that.
Yeah, they just didn't seem to be quite prepared. No mech on either side. Oh, pardon me, there is a mech now complete on the Visage. I don't think it was complete for that last fight, or at least I didn't notice him use it. He did get picked off pretty early on, but that should give DK a little bit of a team fight advantage here. as there is no mech out for Titan. Bottom tier 1 tower on the Titan, or pardon me, on the DK side of things will fall, but it does get denied. Sure, Ember Spirit pressured the lane. Forge Spirits will secure that deny. So that is the first tower going down in favor of Titan. Still a solid 5,000 gold lead for DK, but experience is completely zeroed out here.
Yeah, Invoker gets his book 1 now as well, too, so he's pretty damn strong.
Yep, Handamitis definitely kicking in, nipping at the heels of the Lifestealer on the net worth chart, trailing by about 150, and actually will use that Midas once more, and he's taken over as the leading farmer in this game. But both Viper and Ember Spirit, they are very quickly climbing on the farming charts. Charm of Endurance up on the Ember, and Viper, what's he working on? Looks like just a BKB coming out next. Has that Ogre Club already.
Yeah, and KYXY is already setting up to go for that Battle Fury. He has a Perseverance up on the Courier. And now he picks it up on his hero.
Yep, there you go. He's actually not too far off that Battle Fury with another 1,000 gold sitting in savings.
Yeah, for sure. And now we do see another smoke coming out of DK, so they just want to keep sticking together as a team. They don't want to get picked off by any means by this Bat Rider, just because, of course, Bat Rider with a Blink Dagger you can obviously pick off people very easily.
And Bat Rider hasn't really been that active this game. He's 1, 4, and 3. He's died quite a few times, and he set up a couple of kills, but all in all, Ohio has been fairly quiet. Their smoke will get revealed here, and oh no, Nyx Assassin. He'll go Vendetta. They put a Sentry Ward down. That's a lasso burn, and that's a kill earned as well. Burning hops forward here, tries to engage on the Viper. Ancient Apparition takes a fair bit of damage as well. Goes out onto Burning, not enough to secure the kill. Mech is popped, and it looks like just a 1-0. No, Ember Spirit hops forward, does connect with the Bolas onto Burning. Does he want to man up here to try and finish this off? He throws the Fire Remnant, but doesn't hop to it. Bolas connect. There's the Infest inside of a Satyr Tormentor, and Burning will be right back to where he started, near full HP. And it looks like DK will minimize their losses, and it will just be a Nyx Assassin that falls.
Yeah, he got the silence again on Burning there, but they got the kill on the Nyx, so that was good enough for them at least. They didn't get to push the tower, unfortunately, but netting a kill and not losing anybody is always good.
Yep. Always a solid strategy indeed. Courier.
And Net's getting close to his blink now, too, on that line. He's got 1,900 gold at least.
Yep. Will definitely be a blink coming out as he clears up this creep wave. And there's a Necro Book level 2 coming out for the Invoker now on the Courier, so pushing will become a little bit more serious on the DK side of this match. They will start pressuring this tier 2 here in the top lane. They know the lasso is down, so I guess they can feel a little bit more safe. Maybe they can knock down this tower. Glyph is available. Titan should be able to make a hold if they're so inclined to do so.
Yeah, I mean, the Batriders has a really hard time initiating on this because the Nyx can just sit in the back really and just wait to blink on top of the Firefly with the Carapace. So he has to really go in, and we do see a good Bolas coming out and an AO flying through.
Yeah, and
let's see if they want to go engage.
Will connect onto Burning. He does rage and mitigates how much damage he takes here. But there you go. There's another Sleight of Fist forward. This time the Bolas don't come out. Cold Snap comes onto the Ember Spirit, and he will just scoot back to safety straight away.
Yeah, he got scared. He just teleported he got out of there instantly with his Fire Remnant just in case he doesn't want to risk just dying. Yeah, for sure.
So
and yeah, Net has his blink now. So I mean, they do have good follow up. If Lion can get a good lineup with his stun and they can pick people off with it, it could go for a decent fight for Titan. But right now, DK is just out farming him. And this book 3 is going to be finished up on this Invoker before the next team fight.
Yeah, this game is getting interesting in the context of the way the farm is going. DK have a pretty solid gold lead around 6,000, but experience is way in favor of Titan, about 2,000. So all of this 5-man pushing is netting DK some gold, but they are missing out on experience around the map. There will be a Necro 3 coming out for Invoker.
And it is going to be a Lincoln's coming out, of course, for the Lifestealer.
Yeah.
He's got his Perseverance and his Ulti Orb.
And
it looks like they're going to go for this kill now on this Ember Spirit.
Yeah, Infested and KYXY. He'll put down that Remnant behind the tower. This won't be too easy of a kill, but there is a Sunstrike. It'll be on the mark, and Invoker does secure it. He wanted to hop to that Remnant, but they had the damage to lock him down and finish him off before he could use it. And Invoker will get some experience for that one.
Yeah, and it's great when the Invoker gets the last hit like that, because he gets a lot of experience for that. And, of course, you know, the gold. So he's going to be really, really strong at this point.
And with that, DK will move straight into the Roche pit. And it should be a pretty easy Roche here. The Forge Spirits, as well as the Necro units. He didn't even need to use the Necro book. Still on cooldown. Ancient Apparition ult will come in, scouts it out, but Titan are just not in a position to contest, especially with that Ember Spirit down. And DK in a much better position now. Aegis of the Immortal in the inventory of Burning.
Yeah. Now he's gonna have his Lincolns finished up. Nick still just has the blink. He doesn't really need too much more, but he'll probably be going for a 4-step. And yeah, he's bringing out a step of wizardry to him. MMY's got his urn. He's got his arcane boots. He's got another 1,000 gold on him, so he'll either go for his 4-step or a blink dagger. Visage has his mech and a point booster, so he's pretty tanky.
Yeah.
Yeah,
JDH.
DK's lineup just overall is just really strong because now they do have this Exo Invoker, so it's not even just a single core lifestealer.
Yeah, Invoker's at that point where he's starting to get
Dire's
very
top
scary. With a
tower
level
is
3
under
Necro Book
attack.
at the 25-minute mark, he's not easy to kill with that Force Staff, and he can put out a lot of damage as well as knock down these towers pretty darn quick. This is where
Dire's top
Exort
tower is
Invoker
under
really
attack.
starts to shine, when they can start knocking down these towers. And with this Aegis, DK, they're going to get aggressive here, Fog. This will be a 5-man rotation towards this bottom lane, and, well, Net's hiding in the trees right now, but they're coming for him.
Yeah, and they're pushing in this bottom lane, and it's really hard for Titan to fight at that tower because that's the bottom lane overall for that Radiant is just super hard to find a good fight. If you get out of position at all, you're all clumped up and it's such a devastating spot,
Dire's
especially
top
when they have an
tower is under
Aegis
attack.
and they're overfarmed on their heroes right now.
Oh, up top, Yamate tries to port out, but he'll get punished. Nyx brings the Lifestealer with him, and they will secure a kill on that Viper. An easy kill at that. Great read, and just in the nick of time, he was right about to make it home. And,
Yeah, at least they're not going to be getting that bottom and pushed in too hard, but it is just a free death on their free farming Viper.
Yeah, and Lifestealer gets the kill. So
Yeah.
a high-value target, and also the DK hard carry gets a little extra golden experience coming out.
And meanwhile, the Book and the Forge Spirits and the Familiars are just farming the enemy jungle in the meantime.
Yeah, you're right about that. Stealing some more of that Titan farm. Ancient Apparition. Wow, he has just absolutely nothing. Extinct is so poor this game. 10 out of 10 on the net worth chart. He's got just a Staff of Wizardry. Probably looking for a 4-staff, though. It could also be built up for an Egg Scepter. Either way,
But it's not
really-
even like he's had a horrible game because he's doing fine. He's 2-1 and 3 on an AA support. He's just
Yeah.
he can't really walk out to get any farm. They're at such risk of getting killed because this Nyx just puts so much pressure on the map.
And there's an Ultimate Orb now coming out on the Invoker. Could be a Lincoln's, could be a Scotty. Kind of hard to tell what he wants to go, but could also just be a Scythe of Ice.
Yeah, it'll probably end up being that Scythe.
The Scythe, yeah. I think he could get away with any of the three here, but Scythe is probably the most sensical. They are lacking a little bit of lockdown.
Yeah, for sure. But, I mean, right now at least the Ember Spirit does pick up his Battle Fury, but they're all hiding inside their base at this point. They can't find any farm, while DK is just like, we're perfectly fine with this. We're farming all over the place on all of our heroes.
Yeah, and we see, wow, that experience graph, it's all over the place. It was 2,000 in favor of Titan just a few minutes ago, and now it's 2,000 in favor of DK. That's a 4K swing and about 10,000 gold going the way of DK also. Now, there will be a smoke from Titan. They smoked up in their base. They're rotating up towards this top lane. And the only target, not even in sight, but semi-near their trajectory, is this Visage. And if they catch
Which
him,
isn't even that big of
Yeah.
even a big kill at all. And the position that he's in and how tanky he is, that could
Yeah.
really be bad for Titan getting him there. And it doesn't look like they really want to go much further than that top small camp. And yeah, the smoke wears off.
Yep, they won't even find him. So another failed smoke gank here for Titan. Meanwhile, in the Radiant jungle, Nyx Assassin is vendetted up with the surprise inside, and he will be equally disappointed. Won't bump into any strangers to pick off. And they will
But
just
while he
rotate
was doing
towards
that
mid.
scouting in the enemy jungle, they know that everybody's up top, so that's the Visage was playing in the most safest position. Most safe position possible. Goodest, safest, most safest.
Playing in that goodest position. Fog Dota, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, man. Whatever, at
To
least
be
I'm not
fair, it is
spoiling.
pretty late where you're. What is it, 6:40 a.m. on the East Coast?
It really is.
Yeah. It's, Fog. Have you passed the 24-hour threshold here?
I have, but it's
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Sleepy fogged. Sleepy fogged, best fog.
Hey, I'm not yawning, man.
Jesus.
Shots fired.
Firing those shots, man. All right, fair enough. I deserve a little flack for that one. I'm sipping on my coffee, too, so I'm slowly but surely keeping that caffeine flowing.
There you go. And DK's now bringing the fight. They have, I didn't really see how much time they have left on the Aegis, but it's still there, so they want to be able to just pressure down a tower, and Titan is rotating now.
Yep, Lincoln's gets popped on Burning, and he actually gets an Alacrity put on him, so this Lifestealer, he hurts, man. He'll rage through that AA ultimate, and this tier 2 tower is destined to fall here, I think. Sleight of Fist making things a little more difficult. Tower will get denied by the Viper. Not a bad play from Yamate. Can DK find an opening to engage this? I don't think so. Bat Rider on the other side of the tree line will scare them off. They basically got what they came for. I think they could afford to be a little more aggressive given they have an Aegis on the Lifestealer, but DK will just play it safe, and now they'll retreat back to their side of the map.
Yeah, they can't fight them. DK is just so much stronger at this point, and the later it goes, I mean, they just kind of get stronger and stronger because Visage is going to get his Ags. He's about to be his level 11. Rubik's got his Blink Dagger. Invoker's going to have a Sheep Stick. Nyx will finish up an item as well. Burning is going to finish up a Basher. And Titan just can't really farm in optimal positions at all. They're barely farming anywhere on the map because they're just so pressured.
Yeah, Bat Rider not even going for that Force Staff. He's going to go straight into BKB. Will complete it now, but a little bit more of an atypical Bat Rider build. It's almost always Blink into Force and then that BKB. So feeling the pressure for sure. We've seen Net with this Blink Dagger, but hasn't really been able to make too many plays with it. And KYXY, like you mentioned, he picked up that Battle Fury, but well, only so much an Ember Spirit can do. He can put out a lot of constant damage, but if he gets caught, he is still just a glass cannon to the extreme.
Yeah, for sure. I've been saying that a lot too. At least I'm catching my like errors,
For
my
sure.
English, my tough English.
Yeah. LD told me this morning after we casted together that I've been saying trouble too much. Like every other fight is just like, oh, looks like he's in some trouble. They could be in trouble. Everybody's in trouble.
Because you're putting that Taylor Swift song on. I heard it before.
God, I know. I have
has
listened to
to
that
be that.
song quite a few times. It's a good remix, man.
Oh God.
Scythe of Ice now out on the Invoker, but yeah, trying to limit my use of the word trouble. I'm still saying it too much, but it's just one of those phrases that's so appropriate. Pretty much every team fight, you can make a case that someone's in trouble. Anytime someone dies, there's trouble afoot.
And we actually see a little bit of a different Bat Rider build come out this game. He doesn't go for the Force Staff. He just goes Blink BKB because of that Nyx. Man, voice not working, puberty. Oh God.
I didn't know you were so young, Fogged.
Do whatever, man.
Getting those first few chest hairs, it's a good feeling.
rough night, man. Rough night. But yeah, DK is just playing. They're playing good Dota even with the 3 stand-ins that they have so far.
Yeah, they certainly are. Speed Gaming China, I guess they're considered kind of like one of the second-tier Chinese teams compared to like your DK, your IG, your upper echelon, but they're still a really solid team, and these stand-ins have been really looking pretty good. I haven't noticed any like super bold misplays where it's just like, what are these stand-ins doing? If anything, it's just been minor miscommunications as a team, but I think that's really to be expected.
Yeah, for sure. Just a little bit of the Rubik lift with the Sunstrike. I mean, sometimes that happens when you don't really know if he's going to move it or not, so.
Right.
And yeah, the Invoker picks up his Sheepstick, and DK is completely fine with just farming more.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of have the carry advantage here with this Exort Invoker and with the Midas. He'll continue to pull ahead. He is level 16, tied with the Ember Spirit for the highest level in the game. And uh-oh, looks like there's a trap here set by Titan. There will be a blink forward. Yeah, our Burning. He gets off the Rage. And now it's Ohio who's in a little bit of trouble. He'll burn his BKB, but it's just not enough to stay alive. Yamate, he'll try and port out. Does pop the BKB, and that will secure his survival. Extinct, he won't be so lucky. Ancient Apparition will fall, and Rubik even stealing the Ice Blast. Oh, this MMY, what a player. That'll be a 2-for-0 going the way of DK.
Yep, and little victories for DK, but they know that they're not the ones who are forced to make movement, and Titan is the ones who are forced, and now DK just benefiting more and more from that.
Yeah, and I feel like Burning is getting to this point where he is just hitting critical mass. Now, 13,000 on net worth, only a little bit ahead of that Viper, but he's still number 2, and it's really the Invoker that's starting to pull away from the pack. And what's he going to pick up next? He has 1,800 gold, and I thought he should have a little bit more than that, but I guess not.
Yeah, he picked up the full Sheepstick, so
Yeah.
he's
Big
doing well.
investment.
It might even just be bots next at this point.
Yeah, that would definitely be good.
Because they do have the familiars, you can bots around on those too.
Yeah, very true.
And
And Roshan will be up in just about 20 seconds or so, and it looks like DK are already starting to gather around the pit.
Yeah, and the Visage doesn't even need to finish the Ags. He was like, you know what, I'm just gonna get a gem for more map control, and what are you guys going to be able to do?
Well, yeah, and he's still not that far off the mark for Ags. Just about 1,500 gold to go.
Yep. And MMY with this AA Ice Blast, they're not even going to be able to contest this Roshan. It's going to be a completely free Rosh for DK. And now this Ember Spirit is actually forced him to go to an early BKB after that Battle Fury.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Titan are already lacking on the damage, and maybe Ember can survive a little bit, but Battle Fury into BKB is just... It's sort of a similar flavor to going to that Flame Guard build. It's just a little bit too passive. I think Ember Spirit is... He just needs the damage, man. Get those big crits. Be cleaving.
It's just really hard
BKB?
for Titan at this point. There's not really too much they can do because DK's playing it smart. They're just playing, you know, people like two people sitting behind one, and then the Nyx and the Lifestealer are going around looking for picks in the meantime.
Yep. They are playing good Dota, that's for sure. DK are not giving Titan any room to breathe. They're keeping them sandwiched on a small portion of the map and just not giving them openings to grab easy kills.
Yeah, even with the 3 stand-ins, like you usually see a lot of teams, even when they have 1 or 2 stand-ins, there's a lot more coordination mistakes, but this team, they still play like a team even when they have these stand-ins.
Yeah. Looks like we could see an engage breakout, or an engagement. That's another bad habit I have. I use engage like it's a noun and it's a verb. We'll see a Vendetta up Nyx Assassin, though. He's got the surprise inside. Maybe they can catch somebody off guard here. Has a couple seconds left on Vendetta. Nope, it'll expire. And Nyx Assassin actually gets pinged out. So he needs to be a bit careful.
Yeah, but they're slowly whittling down that tower with those spirits. And oh, the BKB gets popped early, though.
Yeah, Burning in the front lines will use his rage. Sleight of Fist comes in. There's the lasso forward, and they'll finish off the Nyx Assassin. Tower's already gone down. Deafening Blast from the Invoker. Doesn't seem to be the best team fight for DK. The Aegis will get popped. Invoker falls as well. Oh, no. Visage gets picked off. This is a disaster for Team DK. Burning will get caught by a stun. They'll finish off MMY. This will be a complete team wipe. Going the way of Titan. Lifestealer still alive for now. Rage just about to expire.
Oh, he's going to get picked off, too. He's
keeping him safe,
dead.
but yeah, he just turned into a froggy. They'll have plenty of stuns.
5 for
Ultra
0.
kill coming out for KYXY.
That was actually a 6 for 0 because they got the Aegis, too. And the Ember Spirit just doing so much damage with his Sleight of Fist with his build anyway. DK was a bit stacked up in strange positioning, but beautiful re-engagement by Ohio. They're grabbing the Nyx right away once the Viper gets his BKB, and they just killed him, and he didn't really get any spells off because he whiffed the stun because of the BKB usage. Great team fight there by Titan. Definitely what they needed to try to get back into this game.
Yeah, now we've got a game on our hands. All of a sudden, it's 12-14, and Experience has crossed that 0 threshold once again, and gold still about 10,000 in favor of DK. A lot of that is hidden in those 3 Tier 2 towers still standing, but wow, Titan with a big sign of life here.
So much damage from this Ember Spirit. And Viper now, he finished up his Ags after that team fight, and he has another 1,400 gold on him. So that was quite a turnaround of a team fight.
All of a sudden, Ember's got 3,500, so I was saying, well, BKB might not be enough damage. Screw that. He's got plenty of damage. Now he's going to have a Crystallis, and not really that far off of the data list. This is a little bit scary for DK. Burning might be really farmed, but he just can't put out as much damage as that Ember Spirit can in a sustained team fight.
Yeah, no way. And I mean, he's going Blink Dagger now because he's going to be getting... Oh. Yeah, Burning just goes for Blink because he's getting kited around so hard with all the spells that Titan really has.
Wow.
And yeah, I mean, Invoker versus BKB is not really the best unless you get the engagement on them with the Hex or with a big stun. And it looks like KYXY might get picked off down bottom right now. They're blowing all their spells on him. Let's see if they can actually end up bringing him down. And he looks like he's going to try to turn it around.
Yeah, he's got a BKB. He'll pop it. Does hop back to that Fire Remnant. So just doing as much damage as he can before he gets defensive. But yeah, nothing they can do. KYXY just a little bit too tanky at this point. He's not even an easy gank. Meanwhile, Burning, oh no, he could be walking right into the Pain Train. He'll blink aggressively to the low ground here, but they don't see him. Oh no, there we go. There's the lasso forward. They'll catch. The Invoker gets finished off actually by the Ancient Apparition after he gets fingered by the Lion. Net will be in a little bit of trouble, gets telekinesed, and there's an Impale on the mark, so it will be a 1-for-1.
And MMY steals the finger.
Yeah. Oh, the value steal. This Rubik, man, he's been on point with this spell steal.
Yeah, the Lion blew everything in order to kill that Invoker, but it was definitely necessary.
Yeah, it's still not a bad trade for Titan. They trade their support Lion for the solo mid-hero of Team DK, so I think they'll be pretty happy with that exchange overall.
Yeah, for sure. And Titan is just benefiting a lot from all this right now. This is turning out to be a much better game than I thought it was going to be after the lead the DK had after the way they were playing.
Yeah, it was looking very one-sided. But Titan they have more than a sign of life. They're right back in this game. And even though DK might still have a gold edge, even though they might still be able to out-farm them, they're going to have their work cut out for them in terms of breaking this high ground. That's Ember Spirit's bread and butter when everyone's all grouped up in that little corridor trying to get to that tier 3 tower. That's where Sleight of Fist is the most potent. And
he's got a crit, and he's getting pretty damn farmed. And they're going to have to lock him down and just kill him as fast as possible so he doesn't get too many Sleight of Fists off. But it's going to be really hard now. They've got a lot of momentum now going toward their way, even though DK did have such a good start and early and mid game. Now Titan is really starting to be able to do things when they start to get more items on their supports and more items on this Ember Spirit. Because I can almost guarantee that if we had a damage done meter right now, that Ember would probably be up at the top.
Illusion.
I would definitely take that bet. I think you're right about that. This Ember Spirit is already out of control, and it's just going to get worse from here, as it looks like this game will go on for quite a while longer. But even though Titan can turtle up, they don't really have a huge amount of pushing power either, so that puts us in this kind of weird state of a game. And oh, speaking of KYXY, he'll get hexed up here, taking a lot of damage. Will BKB does hop to that Fire Remnant. Now Net blinks forward. There's the Bat Rider as well. Lasso onto the BKB Invoker, or pardon me, just onto the Invoker. Lion will get picked off now. That's the only kill to come out so far in this exchange. Ohio will get stunned up by the Spike Carapace, but he'll blink back to safety. Ancient Apparition won't be so lucky. And it will be a 2-for-0 going the way of DK.
Yeah, a bit of a strange re-engagement there. I guess they thought they could have just blown up that Invoker, but he was in pretty far of a position, and he got his 4-staff off, but he did still get clipped by the Lion ulti. They just didn't have enough damage to bring him down, and it got completely turned around by the rest of the DK's heroes getting there in time.
So now it looks like DK just want to try and transition this into a push, but they only picked off the 2 supports, and it won't be easy for him here. I think they'll have to disengage and could try and wait out the next Roche, the initial timer, with a minute left before we get into the RNG portion. Maybe that's what DK will wait for. I think they almost need the cheese to break the base at this point.
Yeah, definitely, unless they get a huge pick-off, and they do spy Yamate up there, or they know he's up there, but yeah, he just TPs out, and they're not going to find him.
Yeah, Nick's still scurrying his way up towards the, where the Viper was, but yeah. His efforts will be thwarted.
The kills that they got before, though, weren't really the most impactful kills. They only killed the Lion and the Ancient Apparition, so it's not that big of a deal, and KYXY is getting pretty damn fat. He's got that crit. He's got 4,000 gold on him. Viper's also got an ulti orb on him as well. It says BKB, Orchid, and Ags, so I don't know if he'll go for a Linken's or maybe even a Sheep or maybe even a Manta. I mean, he can really go for any item at this point. I'm not really too sure which one would probably be the best. It could even, I mean, the Linken's is pretty damn good. It blocks a lot of the spells that DK has, so. And they do pick off the familiars of the Visage.
Oh, yeah. Nice little extra gold bounty. But KYXY really close to that data list. He has enough to just pick it up now, but will be wanting to pull for buyback before he grabs it. And he's in no hurry, nor should he be. He'll just continue pushing these waves, and looks like Titan, they will want to be the aggressors here. They have a 5-man rotation coming to this bottom tier 2 tower, and DK already in a position to defend.
Yeah, Lifestealer has 5,000 gold on him now, too. And Visage actually finished up his Ag Scepter, so he will have triple birds for this team fight. If they actually end up team fighting, but it looks like they just poured away.
Net hiding in the trees. Yep, he'll just pour it out. And that is going to be the right call, because with Visage Familiars, that could have been a little scary. If they just flew over the tree line there, that would have been a dead lion.
But like you were saying before, and that's what Net kind of does. He likes to hide in the trees a lot.
Yep, he certainly does. But he has a really good sense of the right place to hide, and there have been a few times where it's like, okay, how long are you going to sit there, Net, before you give up? And usually his patience is rewarded. He's just pretty good at predicting like the good spots where people are going to be in a position to set up ganks. And if they wanted to take a fight there, that probably would have been a good spot to do it. But just not the right time as Titan do back out. It will be a 5-man smoke here in the mid lane. And Titan may make a move towards Roche.
Yeah, they know that the Roche can start spawning at any time now, and they actually got the Abyssal Blade and instantly poured it to top to see if they could get a pick off. But there's nobody up there, so unfortunate for the Nyx and the Lifestealer.
Yeah, it's not for lack of trying. They've been pretty mobile with that Infest Bomb, but just haven't been able to secure any kills. MMY may be in some trouble, but no, it'll be ZY. He walks right into it, and that'll be an easy kill on the Invoker. That might be all Titan needed to secure the Roche. Sleight of Fist on the Familiars. Won't secure any kills. Familiars will come down. They might get cleaned up right as they come out of Stone
They just
form.
summoned that too, so those are going to be some dead Familiars, and they won't have that. If Titan goes for that Roshan, DK might have some trouble fighting there.
Yeah, this won't be easy. Invoker does have a buyback available, so if they get scouted out committing to the pit, he may burn a buyback. There is a tier 2 tower in the mid still standing, so he could get into this fight very quickly. And yep, there you go. ZY will just go ahead and burn it. Oh, wow. Trying to catch Ohio. The Impale just a little bit too late. Great blink. And now DK, they'll be the ones to move into the Roche.
Yeah, they used the buyout. They kind of have to. I mean, KOXI is still saving gold. He has 6,000 gold on him, and it looks like Titan, of course, knows, and they're engaging right now.
Yeah, Net hops forward. So does Ohio. Burning, taking a lot of damage. Him and Rubik will be the first two to fall. Lion gets picked off around the side, but now ZY, he's taking pretty heavy damage. Yamate's already popped that BKB. Invoker falls. That's a dieback for the Invoker. And Titan are still on the aggressive here. Looks like Visage. Nope, he'll scoot away. Bat Rider doesn't have anything else to lock him down with, but the two key heroes from DK get picked off in exchange for the support Lion.
I don't know why Titan isn't going for this Roche right now. I mean, they don't know that the Lifestealer doesn't have buyout, but they know that the Invoker just used it, so I feel like they have a pretty good opportunity. They don't really have the best damage dealers for it, but this Ember Spirit is pretty damn enormous, and this Viper now picks up a Lincoln Sphere. Is going to be picking up a Lincoln's as well.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, they don't have the ideal Roche team, but they've got enough damage at this point here, 45 minutes in, that they can just take out Roche. It should be pretty easy. 40 seconds till Invoker comes up. I can't imagine DK will want to take a fight here without their Invoker.
Yeah, and right now, the tides have turned. This game is looking like it's completely in Titan's favor. This Ember Spirit has 7,600 gold on him.
Yeah. And still sitting on that Crystalist. It doesn't have the Daedalus quite yet. Ohio is on the high ground. And yeah, DK are just going to let it fall. They're not even going to try to contest. They're not in a position. They'll just go back to their lanes and farm it up.
Yeah.
Wow. So there you go. Ember with the Aegis of the Immortal. Cheese did go the way of the Viper. And like you mentioned, his Lincoln's is now complete. Already another 1,300 gold. And KYXY with 8,500. What is he saving for? Get yourself a Daedalus, man.
He can buy
Treat
much more than a
yourself.
Daedalus, too. I mean, if he wants to just go for maybe even... He can even buy 2 Daedaluses almost and just get his Boots of Travel to get rid of that TP.
Yeah, I mean, he could even just go for another Battle Fury here if he wanted to. A lot of options.
He's going to pick up the single Daedalus. He has another 5,000 gold, so he's going to just, I guess, wait and decide what he wants to do with the next item.
Okay.
While also saving buyback, of course, because he doesn't want to risk anything. But,
Yeah.
wow, he's dishing out so much damage now.
Yeah, this is that critical mass where he is just scary. DK, I don't see them breaking high ground anytime soon, especially now that they handed over the third Roche. It'll be so difficult. And I think if DK try and just stall until the next Roche, Titan will just kind of further their lead here. The pressure is on for DK. They need to make a move, and it looks like they'll do just that. Invoker with Ghost Walk on will be in the front lines. He's got his BOTs up and has another ultimate orb. Looks like DK will try and just press forward into the tier 3s.
No YOLO Raper by KYXY, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Was
Not
hoping
sure
for
that
it.
they need it. I'm not sure the reward is worth the risk on that one based on the position they're in now.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, they don't need to, but, dude, it's KYXY, man.
It would be awesome. I mean, I'm into it. I second the notion, but
Yeah, he's so farmy. He's got 6,000 gold there, so he really can do whatever he pleases. If he wants to go for the second Daedalus, if he wants to go for something else, we'll end up seeing what he chooses to go for. And Burning's farm has really just taken a big hit because he was the top on the board for a long time, and now he's dropped to 4th. Not by a huge margin, but it definitely has slowed down.
yeah, and he did get that Abyssal Blade out quite some while ago, but oops, hasn't been able to do too much else with it. And Yamate in the mid, thinking about jumping on him as DK start to converge, but he's got the cheese, not an easy target to take down, especially now with a BKB and a Lincoln's to go with that Ag Scepter. What a rather tanky Viper. Net
I
does
don't
have a haste rune.
I don't know how they can bring that Viper down with the heroes that DK has. He's pretty damn immortal.
Yeah,
Dire's
he's
middle
huge.
tower is under
Yamate
attack.
is definitely a beefcake at this point. Tier 2 tower in the mid lane. Looks like it will just fall uncontested. Not much DK can do about it.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Damn, Ember looks awesome when he has Flame Guard and a Linken's on.
Yeah, he's all blue.
He's
Actually
all
looks pretty
blue and
sweet.
it's like a red sphere inside of a blue sphere, and he just looks badass.
Yeah, he does. Man, 930 crits right now. If Rubik gets hit by one of those crits, he's basically dead. He's gonna have like 100 health left on him because that hero only has 4 armor right now.
Yeah, but
Oh,
this
he
is
blinks
where
out.
Ember can just keep spamming that Sleight of Fist and sit back a little bit and just wait for them to step a little too close to each other, let those cleaves do the dirty. And, yeah, just so easy for KYXY right now. But Titan won't press the issue. We see a ping coming out on that top tier 2 tower, so they just want to clear out these remaining outer towers. Visage Familiars get pinged out as well. DK will have a push coming into this bottom lane with 2 siege creeps.
Yeah, and the Familiar's doing a great job of just keeping that lane pushed in as far as possible. So just really narrowing Titan's opportunity time to just push. And it's super hard to break this high ground. I mean, China is the best at defending their high ground, as we've seen for years.
That's true. They are quite good.
Yeah, and we do see this Nyx now opting to go for a BKB as well. So he doesn't want to get orchided or disabled by the Lion or the Viper.
Yep. And, oh, DK with another big smoke. Moving out of the base. And a Ghost Walk will be online for the Invokers, so he'll be leading the charge here. BOT's coming out on the Viper. Maybe DK can the opening they're looking for here. Titan, look at this. They all move into the trees. They take heed to HYHY. And they'll all survive. The tree strat seems to be working. But
Oh, they know.
Extinct. Oh no, he gets scouted out. That's a dead ancient apparition.
Yeah, now the Lion and the Bat Rider run to go get their TPs, and they're gonna get out. Is the Bat gonna get out? Yeah, he's gonna be fine.
Some
So
close
yeah, they
calls
only got
there.
an AA there, so
Tower is under attack.
great map awareness there by Titan, and it looks like KYXY is actually going for a Butterfly.
Wow. Not often you see that item on Ember Spirit.
Yeah.
Very
I guess he wants
interesting.
to also be able to man fight just in case. It's not something we see very often, but
Yeah.
he is doing a ton of damage already, so
Very interesting. I mean, it's not bad if you want to go man mode, and I guess the way they have this set up, he figures, and they have that big clash, somebody's going to have to tango with this lifestealer, and if he's not going to do it, who will?
yeah,
Well.
I don't know. I think just the second Daedalus is probably better, but you know
Yeah.
what? Whatever. It's
I
got a
would
Butterfly
rather
now.
almost even see just a second Battle Fury. That, like, double cleave. I mean, 3 Battle Furies is kind of overkill, but the double Battle Fury is... It's pretty potent, and it just takes that one little misstep for 2 supports to be a little too close to each other for that double cleave and one of them to crit, and then all of a sudden you just you get a double kill in one Sleight of Fist.
Yeah. Whatever. I guess we'll see. He's doing a lot of damage already anyway, so we can see
Yep.
what ends up happening. He just wanted to build, I guess, a little bit more defensively just in case. And I mean, he's got 25,000 net worth basically on him, so he's super strong at this point. And what was that? Was that the Aegis ticking off, or am I blind?
You are not blind. I do not see an Aegis any longer, but I do see a 5-man smoke. They all wrap around coming
Oh, and
here.
Net's
They'll
caught.
find Net. And that is one dead line to get things started. Burning. He's in the front lines. Does pop the Rage. Already taking a fair bit of damage. We'll get the right clicks in onto the Viper. BKB's popped a plenty. But now Rage is expired. Burning's in big trouble. AA ult flies. That'll be a dead lifestealer. Now KYXY in a little bit of trouble. They'll be able to secure that kill. Visage does get picked off. It looks like DK will be able to take this fight. Or, pardon me. It looks... Burning will buy back. Still pretty even. Yamate still alive as well. Maybe Titan can still make a hold
Dire's
here.
bottom tower is under attack.
Can Burning do something with this buyback? He'll force staff forward. Open wounds on to NWP. We'll use some of those right clicks. And that's a dead Viper. So DK, they find the better of the exchange. Burning's buyback worth it. And they will press forward now onto the high ground.
Great steal there by MMY, getting the lasso and being able to grab the Ember Spirit too. The Ember Spirit's BKB is pretty low, so he popped it, and he was actually just in his Sleight of Fist for the majority of the duration of that BKB, and as soon as he got out, he got hexed up and then lassoed. Really well played there by DK with some great synergy.
Yeah. Now, DK will try and break the high ground, but both Viper and Ember Spirit have buybacks.
Radiant's top tower
They
is
will
under
be forced to
attack.
burn them, I think, or they'll be forced to watch their barracks fall. But even if DK can just put enough pressure on to force the buybacks and then back out without any casualties, I think that's the right play here.
Yeah, the Ember Spirit does have buyout here, so I wonder if he's going to end up popping it. Or if he's just waiting.
Viper's already used his, and yep, there's the Ember Spirit as well. Lasso onto Burning. MMY will get sheeped up. KYXY taking pretty heavy damage, but Rubik will be the first to go down.
Huge crit.
That's a dead life stealer, and oh boy, Nyx gets picked off as well. That's a gem on the ground, and this will be more than a hold for Titan. They'll keep their barracks safe and sound. Tier 3 tower still with huge hit points. They get the gem, and they clean up DK, Burning out of the game for 90 seconds.
Massive crit there on for that Ember Spirit. I think he crit on 3 heroes there. It was the 1,200 crits coming out. So the amount of damage that hero deals is just absolutely ludicrous.
It's too much, man. It's too much. I think Ember is...
Rubik died in 1 hit, I think. I didn't even see. He just melted.
Yeah, I think Ember is in need of a beat upside the head with the Nerf stick.
Maybe, yeah, I think that Sleight of Fist just is a little bit too powerful.
Yeah, it's just too spammable. It's too easy to do an absurd amount of damage to the entire team.
And the fact
while
that you're invulnerable during it.
Yeah, it's like that combination of he's completely invulnerable, and he does damage to everyone, and he cleaves on top of it, and he gets like attack modifiers. It's insane. And then you got your fire remnants, so you can control runes, you can hop back to the lane, and you can absorb magic damage. He's got everything. Is there anything this hero can't do, Fog?
Well, he's got low armor.
It's a true statement, but yeah, I guess he can't have it all. He can do a lot of things, but you can't have all that and also have high armor at the same time. That would just be too much.
Yeah, and Titan did get a little bit of damage on this tower, but they're backing up now because they know breaking the high ground is just really difficult versus Rubik with Fade Ball. Of course, Invoker popping out his book and his Forge Spirits and just trying to spam spells so they can't reach that high ground. And Roshan does spawn very early.
And this is 4th Roche, so Aegis and Cheese here. Viper did burn his cheese in that last fight. He didn't hand it off to anyone, so the consumables from last Roche have since expired. And Invoker has actually taken over as #1 on the net worth once again. Not really sure exactly how that happened, but he's a good 2k up on the Ember. Now DK, they'll move into the Roche pit. And not taking him down too quickly. Titan are in a position to contest.
And they do smoke up with all 5 heroes. Invasion picked up by that Viper now too, and another smoke by DK too. This is going to be quite a clash.
Both teams smoked up. Who's going to get the jump on who? Batrider will get revealed. There you go. BKB's popped. Burning will be the target of choice. He'll get caught by the lasso. Visage doing some damage. They'll finish off net before he can get off the finger. Actually, very little damage coming out onto Burning. He used that rage well. Just 1 kill comes out, going the way of DK. And they will find a way to disengage here. Now they may move just back into the Roche pit. And it was only a Lion, but Titan will still be hard-pressed to really easily contest this Roche.
Yeah, and it's just hard to really engage. All the BKBs are getting really, really low. They're all about at 4 seconds now.
Yeah. That's true. Nyx has his down to about 7, but alright. DK get Roche, and we're right back to an even game. There is a 15,000 experience lead for Titan, but DK are still hanging on to a very minor 4,000 gold lead.
Yeah, experience isn't really that big of a deal at this point, so...
Yeah.
I mean, even though the Ember Spirit is level 25 and the Viper is level 24, it's good, but it's also bad at the same time because now their respawn timers and their buybacks are super expensive. And we do see Batrider actually finish up an Ethereal Blade as well.
Interesting. Finally seeing these big late game items come out. Ember Spirit with another 4,000 gold in savings. You did have to burn some on that buyback a little while ago. Viper. I guess this is just going to be a butterfly with this Talisman of Evasion. I mean, it's either that or a halberd, so...
And we do see a pause coming out, so I wonder what happened.
Yeah. This is only game 1 of this best of 3. 58 minutes in, 22-23. It's still anybody's game for the taking. What would you say the odds are right now, Fogged? Who would you peg to win this match based on current momentum?
Right now, I mean, DK did just get this Aegis and this cheese. So I think maybe in their favor because they also do have this boots travel up on this Invoker, and I'm pretty sure he does have buyout. Yeah, he does have his buyout up. So he has basically 3 lives on him. So he's able to come in the fight. So right now, I'd give it a bit to DK, but it's really depending on who gets the better initiate off.
Yeah, that's certainly true.
But
Looking at
I would say, I guess, maybe like 60-40 in DK's favor, if that. Maybe even less, maybe like 55-45. This game is extremely close. It's a very good game.
Yeah.
Both teams playing some pretty good Dota.
good Dota.
It's always good Dota.
Just checking out the cam. Looks like we'll get back into the game here. Yamate was looking a little frustrated with that pause. He's always got that intense game. I wouldn't want to play poker against that guy. He's got his poker face up 24/7.
Yeah.
Quite a few buybacks on cooldown right now on both sides. So, actually both sides, yeah, their key heroes have buybacks on cooldown for the most part. Lifestealer has his available, so I guess DK have a small edge on that front. So, Titan will probably be a little bit passive for the next 2 minutes. Until they get buyback on their Viper and their Ember Spirit. And DK, they'll just farm around. They will actually do a 5-man smoke here. Nyx Assassin with Infest Bomb ready to rock and roll. They've got the cheese. They've got the Aegis. What else could a dire team need in a situation like this? I say very
Now,
little.
KYXI picks up his bots. He's still got his buyout, so I think he's gonna probably end up saving the rest of his gold. And as I say that, he buys a Javelin.
Yeah.
I mean, he has his buyout up again, so it's a little bit weird for him to spend his gold unless he's gonna go farm up that buyout right now.
Yeah, well, he's got 20 seconds to get 200 gold. Might be able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah,
Dire's
this
bottom
smoke gang
tower
from
is under
DK will
attack.
prove unsuccessful, just hunting around the trees. But Titan will have all 5 clumped up inside of their base right now. Won't make it easy for him.
Yeah. Right now, just
Lifestealer.
DK is just slowly starting to push out the lanes, keeping their lanes as pushed in as possible. They're doing a great job of that, at least.
Yep.
And yeah, KYXY is going up top. He's getting his buyout, so now he does have it, and he does still have this Javelin. So I guess he's going to be going for that MKB again.
Yeah, against the... No, they have the butterfly. Yeah, interesting. There's actually no evasion on the dire side. All the evasion is on Team Titan, so just going raw damage, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit strange. I thought we were gonna end up seeing him just buy a new BKB to refresh that because his is already down to 4 seconds and a 10-second BKB, and this could be pretty damn useful in comparison to an MKB. But I guess he just opted to just go for this Javelin for now.
Yep. Well, Fogged, we are officially stuck in a stalemate here. We are 61 minutes in, and really neither team feeling too aggressive here. We've seen a few 5-man smokes, but both sides are playing so cautiously and recognizing that right now it just takes one misstep, one failed team fight for the other team to completely capitalize and take a victory here. We will see a Rubik with the invisibility rune, Vendetta Nyx Assassin running around the jungle, but again, Titan are just playing a little too tight right now. They've got 3 people in the base, and the Viper as well as the Lion just stationed up about this top lane. They do have a couple of TP scrolls about them. Well, the Lion does at least. Viper has his BOTs.
Yeah, I guess it could also, I mean, thinking more about it too, he might not even go for that MKB. He might even just go for a Basher and just go for an Abyssal for later on, just for full late game. Because Abyssal does give a ton of damage. It gives that plus 100.
Yeah, could be a Basher. We did see an MKB on Ember Spirit in the last game, which makes me a little more suspicious it may be an MKB, but we'll see. Definitely could be the Basher.
Yeah, Abyssal definitely for the further late game, though, if he does want to do that.
Yeah.
Not much going on. They're just farming right now. And we do see
Yeah.
Burning pick up his own Demon Edge now. So his item progression slowed down so much. His net worth actually has been about 20,000 for, I want to say, upwards of 15 minutes now.
Yeah. It has been. And now the Ember is actually about 6k up on him. And they won't even be able to do much with this Aegis. It'll expire in about 50 seconds. There's an MKB on the Lifestealer. And will be a nice tool to cut through all of the evasion on the side of Titan. Butterfly will be coming out for the Viper before too long. Yamate just wants to make sure he has enough for buyback. About 5,000 sitting in savings. And of course has that Talisman of Evasion up. We talked about the Butterfly on the Ember Spirit. And yeah, that E-Blade on the Bat Rider.
So much farm all over the place.
Yeah, certainly right. And after 63 minutes, only a 2,000 gold lead right now. Burning. Oh my god, look how much damage that Ember Spirit does. That was just one sleight of fist.
Yeah, I mean,
Ugh.
we've been saying it. That hero does do a lot of damage.
Yeah, I don't know why I still get surprised when I see an Ember Spirit hopping in and doing a lot of damage. It just seems too much. It just seems like, in my head, I know it's going to be a lot of damage, and I see how much it is, and it's still surprising.
It's without any minus armor too.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's with no minus armor.
Yep, and DK, they go back to the mid lane. There will be a 5-man smoke forward from Titan, looking for the opening here. Net will hop forward, gets the Hex off the MMY, but he'll survive for now. Sleight of Fist comes out, connects onto the Rubik. He takes a fair bit of damage. BKB popped. They will finish off the Visage. Viper the one to grab that kill. Now the Nyx Assassin in big trouble. He'll fall to the Ancient Apparition. That'll be a 2-for-0 going the way of Titan. What's the buyback status here, Fogged? Negatory on the Nyx and Negatory on the Visage. They'll be able to be out of the game for a good 45 seconds here. Can Titan do some crippling damage? That is the question.
Yeah, and we do see Invoker also pick up an MKB on himself too. So they're tired of this evasion, but the Ember Spirit's invulnerable majority of the time when he's using his attack. So I don't know what it's really gonna do for them. And he does get the Basher now up on that Ember Spirit, so is that Abyssal Blade that we were saying.
Yeah, and there's also the Butterfly on the Viper following that successful team fight. Tier 3 tower taking some damage. Glyph comes out right away from DK, a good 15 seconds, while the Visage and Nyx will still be down. Nyx down for another 30, still no buybacks in sight. Tier 3 tower gets finished off, Net blinks forward, forces out the Rage from Burning. And I think this will be a lane of racks going the way of Titan. KYXY just zoning them out with that Sleight of Fist and doing a lot of damage in the process. We'll get initiated upon, Force Staff into kind of an awkward position, but we'll be able to fire Revenant to the low ground. But the damage has been done, melee racks fall, and Titan one step closer to sealing the deal, but not there quite yet. They will be forced to retreat. And Ember Spirit, he does TP out, does have a Fire Remnant still inbound. So if they do find an engage here, he can scoot back in. Net, he'll blink forward. They do engage onto Burning. That's a dead Lifestealer to get things started. Lifestealer buys back straight away. Now Ember Spirit going in. Does connect with double Bolas. This Visage taking pretty heavy damage. Force Staff forward onto KYXY. He is completely oomed though. All he has are right clicks. And he will fall. That buyback from Burning will prove useful. NWP in some trouble. Will throw out the Ghost Scepter. Trying to finish off the Invoker, but he doesn't have it. He'll fall. Finger of Death comes in. Just doesn't do enough damage. Now Net gets cleaned up. Now all of a sudden, DK with a ridiculous advantage.
They do have buyout up on this. They use the buyout on the Lifestealer there, and they do have buyout on both the Ember Spirit and the Viper. Yeah. And the Lion even, so. And actually, that Lion Finger got blocked by the Lincolns by the Invoker, so it wasn't that it didn't do enough damage, it just got entirely blocked. So a little bit unlucky there for him that the Lincolns was back up.
Mm-hmm. Well, I
These
don't know.
team fights just going back and forth all over the place.
Yeah, Lion will burn the buyback. DK will press forward. I mean, they can force out the buybacks from Ember and Viper here, but I don't think they'll be able to break the base. There's a Glyph available. Roche up in just about 5 seconds.
Yeah, and they still have this cheese up on Burning, though, so they're going to try to force the buyouts at least.
Yeah, I think it's the right call. Titan being very patient. Just doing slow siege on this tower, using the Necro 3 units, the Forge Spirits.
Something we haven't really even mentioned too much is the use of these Force Staffs by these teams. We usually see the Asian teams really use their Force Staffs much better than most teams. You see the teamwork just all over the place here, and they do have 3 Force Staffs on the side of DK, and they're forcing each other all over the place. And by the way, when that Lion did finger that Invoker before, of course MMY took it.
Yeah.
So he's got a nice 850 damage finger on him right now.
Yep. So Roche under attack here. The cheese is on the ground. Looks like Burning will hand it over to one of the supports. And I think he's itching to pick up this Aegis. There are 2 cheeses on the ground. One will go to the Nyx Assassin, and one goes to the Visage. Yummy, yummy cheese party here on the Dire side. And I don't know. I mean, was that the right call for DK? Secure the Roche or force the buyback? What's the right call there?
I mean, it's probably the safer play just to go for that Roche. But now, without forcing that buyback now, that Ember Spirit finishes up his Abyssal Blade, and he has buyout, and he's critting for over 1,000 damage now each hit. And the Familiars are just pretty useless now at this point, because he uses Sleight of Fist, and the Familiars just die every time instantly.
Yeah, it's true. That's the Familiars can take a lot of damage from some things, but Sleight of Fist is not one of them.
Yeah, and they do have 2 cheeses up on DK and the Aegis, but Titan's still looking very, very, very good. This game is just a really even and just good game overall.
This is a ridiculous game. We are 68 minutes in and still only a 1-kill disparity. There's 1 melee racks down, but really neither side is that close to taking a victory here.
Yeah, it's so back and forth.
bottom
If we just
tower
look at,
has
I mean,
been
the graph doesn't really show too much back and forth because it looks like DK had a pretty massive lead for a while, but you saw in the team fights, Titan would wipe them even when they were this far behind.
Yeah. An Ag Scepter gets picked up on... Oh, hold that thought as there's initiation. Burning the target of choice. He'll get obliterated to start off this fight. Talk about burst damage. That'll proc the Aegis. And Titan will just back out.
Dire's
Wow.
top tower
Showing us
is
how
under
quickly
attack.
Burning can fall if he's just a little bit too far forward. Holy shit.
Man, swears.
Dude, he got destroyed. Do you have sensitive ears, Fog? Am I
No.
soiling your youth?
I don't know, man. Puberty, remember?
Oh, right.
Yeah. And yeah, they're invised up. They're looking for to try to get a pick off right now in the
Dire's
jungle
middle
since
barracks are under
Burning
attack.
lost his Aegis just so quickly. But Burning does now have his buyout up in about 2 minutes, so he's just farming up as much as he can. And Titan all just backs out. And now DK is forced to TP back to try to make sure that their range racks doesn't go down.
Yep. It's actually pretty close to falling.
And do we dare say it? I know when I was casting with LD the other day, he said it when we were at 70 minutes in the game, and he was like, "Will we be able to maybe break the record?"
What is the record?
It was at TI3. It was like, what was it, 100 something?
A
I don't
hundred
even-
something? Oh my god.
I don't know if it reached 120, but I remember it being in the hundreds, and that was pretty boring
Jesus.
stuff.
Jesus. Well, this
Jeez.
game is definitely cheesus, yeah. So much cheese. They will give Lifestealer one of the cheeses.
This game is just ridiculous. How back and forth it's been.
Yeah, both sides are playing really tight. I'm not really sure what it says about the DK Speed Gaming team with the 3 members of Speed, 2 members of DK, no Mushi, no Ice Ice Ice. And up top, KYXY. He's in some trouble. That's a dead Ember Spirit. Wow, the surprise inside. They catch him off guard.
Great pickoff. And yeah, people I guess in the chat are saying it was 98 or 99 minutes or something. So yeah, it wasn't 100, I guess. So
Okay.
there we go.
Wasn't 100, but yeah. I don't know. It's still a long way to go. I mean, I guess it's possible. Based on how even this game is, it's a possibility. Jeez, what time is it? It's 4:30? Oh, man. This is only game 3 of 6. I'm going to need to go make more coffee after this one. God.
Well, they do get that pickoff on the Ember Spirit, so that's pretty good. They might try to just go down mid right now and force that buyout, but that Ember Spirit, on top of that buyout, he does have 6,000. Yes, 6,600 gold. So he's gonna be able to buy a full BKB after that buyout, and I feel like he should just probably buy it already, so he can just swap it in really quickly if they try to go for a fight.
Yeah, he's at that point where you're right. There's no point to be hanging on to that 4-second BKB anymore. Well, we'll see a push into the tier 3. Glyph is available. They'll go ahead and pop it right away. Ember Spirit trying not to buy back if he doesn't have to. That will be the end of their tier 3 tower. Visage will finish it off with the familiars. Now melee racks. Target of choice. Ember Spirit still not buying back. BKBs get popped. There you go. Ember back in the game. Burning gets caught by the lasso. That's a dead Lifestealer to get this started. Melee racks have fallen, but now DK, they're in trouble. They'll finish off the Visage. Lifestealer has already gone down. Double kill coming out for Extinct. And now DK, they're on the back foot. They're on the defensive. Nyx Assassin, he'll Vendetta away. Invoker, he's ghost walking. MMY, he'll get caught inside the bolas. And that is a dead Rubik. It'll be a 3-0. The buyback, much worth it for KYXY. And now DK, they are in big trouble. But maybe not enough trouble. There is a buyback available for Burning. And the Visage. And the Rubik. So
And KYXY still just, I mean, he just bought out and he has 5,500 gold. I feel like he should really fly out that new BKB, or at least anything. But he's decided to save, and they just want to, I guess, force that buyout of the Lifesteal right now and just go to try to end this game.
Dire's middle barracks are
Yep.
under
Viper
attack.
also has another 6,500 gold, so gold all over the place.
There is more gold than they know what to do with in this game.
Mm-hmm.
There's the buyback from Rubik.
Dire's top tower
Visage
is
probably
under
won't have
attack.
to burn his. He'll be up in just about 5 seconds. Lifestealer burning. I know you want to save it, but I think you're going to have to use it here, buddy. Glyph is available for the Dire side. DK have already lost their mid lane of racks. Glyph will come out to save this tower. There's the buyback from burning. Sheep out on the net. Can they make a repel here? Titan, they don't want to commit for it. They see the buyback and they will back off.
Net might go down here. He does have his blink up, but he does not have a TP, so they might be able to catch him if they just keep chasing, but
He's got the gem as well.
nope, they thought he went in the trees, but he just ran backwards, so...
Well,
Unfortunate for DK that they had to blow the Lifestealer buyout and not get any kills afterwards, but now at least they can gather up and maybe try to, I don't know, get a pick off or something.
you know, get a pick off, do something.
And we do see, now we actually do see the BKBs being swapped. We see 2 BKBs sitting in the Fountain of Titan, and both the Viper and the Ember Spirit both buy their new ones.
Yep, there you go. Courier going to pick him up and just follow him around. Nothing you can do with him. Can't sell him back. The shopkeep doesn't want him. Oh, boy.
This is
I
madness.
still don't know who's going to win this game, Fog.
No, it's a good game. It's very, very even. So I mean, it's
Yeah.
at this point, it's either team's game. It's just depending on how the jumps are and depending on who gets picked off. If they don't have a buyout or if they're out of position in any way, it can just end the game just like that.
And surprise inside the Invoker. He is ghost walking about. 7,200 gold just chilling on this Invoker. He's just hanging out with it.
I don't think he knows what to get.
Yeah. I mean, what do you sell at this point? I guess your Force Staff. It's your lowest ticket item, but it's still so useful.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really been seeing too much of an impact coming out of this Invoker. He does have a lot of money, and he has gotten a couple good like sheep sticks and everything, but I don't feel like I've been seeing too much of his spells really doing a ton. I haven't really been seeing all these ice walls and stuff getting a lot of things, but it's really difficult versus the team that Titan has, because if he steps up out of position and he gets crit, it's like 3/4 of his life from that, just from that Ember Spirit Sleight of Fist.
Yeah. What do you do against that? I want to say that Scotty could be a viable option for him to tank up a little bit and get a little additional utility, but that won't help him too much against the Ember Spirit. The HP
I think
buffer
probably,
won't hurt, but
honestly, like a refresher instead of the Force Staff maybe, or instead of
Yeah.
one of those items, so at least he can have a double arsenal of spells, double sheep stick, and yeah, I don't really know what else he would probably get. That's probably the best item choice.
yeah, he's pretty capped out, and even Yamate, he's pretty close to capped out here as well. Lincoln's a fresh 10-second BKB, Orchid, Butterfly, Ags, and Boots of Travel. Not really sure what else a Viper could hope for here.
Yeah, that's probably going to be getting rid of that Orchid pretty soon, or something.
Hey, what do you replace
Sure.
it with, though?
I mean, a crit, I guess, for more damage, but I'm not even sure about that. And Roshan does come back up now, so
So this is Roche number 5, if I'm not mistaken. This is our 3rd cheese to come out. And other cheeses are still on the field. Burning hanging on to one, and MMY actually has some of that yummy cheese as well.
yeah, he still has one, huh?
Yeah. Wow.
This game is just crazy. It's all just about positioning at this point, because items, yeah, everybody's basically going to have items now. It's just really, if you get caught out in a bad spot, then you can lose your team the game. But the majority of these heroes are going to have buyback again soon. Rubik doesn't have his buyout. Ember Spirit's a minute off. Lifestealer's about 2 minutes off. So I don't think they're going to even try to pick a fight until those buybacks are ready.
Yeah. Both teams are just playing so cautiously. If they don't have buybacks on their core heroes, they're not taking any risks. Just staying grouped up together in a very passive position. And we're 77 minutes, Fogged. We're 13 minutes away from a record here. We could be making Dota history, buddy.
13. Dude, your math's... What?
13? What?
It's like
wait.
22 minutes.
Oh yeah,
Or
23.
something.
Jesus, that's.
We do see wards brought out from the courier from DK, so they want to get some wards out. They want to get
Radiant's
some
top
vision,
tower
because,
is
I mean,
under
vision at this point could win you a game just from getting a single pick off.
Yeah, I need to disband. I can't do math anymore.
Familiar's keeping top Preston pretty heavily, so at least DK has that going for them right now. In the meantime, while they're just sitting there in their woods waiting for somebody.
Yeah.
And they have the 2 cheeses, so.
There's actually just a cheese hanging out on the courier. The familiars will finish off the
Radiant's
tier
top
3
tower
tower in the
has
top
fallen.
lane. So that is something. But wow, this game couldn't be more even. Each team have one melee racks down, both in the mid lane, both with the range racks still standing. I mean, it's dead even across the board. There's a 1 kill disparity. I mean, look at the gold graph for Christ's sake. It's about a 1,000 gold lead.
Even the EXP at this point is completely even because everybody's
Level
gonna
25.
be max. Everyone's gonna be max level except for the supports.
Yeah. I mean, this is I honestly think this is one of the most even Dota games I've ever cast, considering we're going on the 80-minute mark and there really isn't a clear leader here. It's still a pretty 50-50 kind of a deal. There will be a smoke, and a dire necro unit just walks through, but of course it doesn't reveal them. And
They might
they're
be able
gonna
to get
press forward. MMY could get caught. Nope.
They got those wards down, but they're still smoked up. Doing the pings on the Roche. They don't see it yet. Nothing's happening. Lifestealer in the next set up top. They might be able to get KYXY here. They're engaging on him, and they do finish him off.
Oh, KYXY's down. He does have a buyback available, though. Still a great pick for DK that will pull back the forces of Titan, who are looking
And they
to be
might get this
aggressive.
range Rex too. These Visage Familiars just took out half of the health. They're going to move to the side. They're going to drop down, and they're going to be able to do that again and probably be able to clean up that Rax pretty soon.
And meanwhile, Invoker, he just moves straight into the Roche pit. This is starting to look
9,000
better.
gold on the Invoker. You got to spend it on something. I don't know. Right? Like, maybe just use the book, put it on the courier, and bring yourself another item and just swap it out after you use your book.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got so much money. At this point, it's 80 minutes in. You really want to start bringing in more than just 6 slots when you have this much gold on these heroes.
Yeah.
It's a bit hard to control, of course, but, I mean, 10,000 gold
Radiant's
is...
top barracks are under
That's a lot of
attack.
money.
Yeah.
Radiant's top barracks
I
has
agree.
Yeah.
I just don't know exactly what the right item choice is here. There isn't really an easy just, oh, right, swap in that Force Staff for your obvious upgrade here. He's got a pretty well-rounded build, but the weak link at this point, I think.
The Force Staff and the Necro Book are probably the weak links. He could either go for, like, Refresher, Scotty, AC, maybe. But, yeah, I mean, I feel like maybe just using the Necro Book and bringing another item on the courier is probably the best bet. And they are going to get this Roshan, so it's going to be another Aegis, and it's going to be the 3rd cheese on the side of DK.
Dude, they've got a cheese collection here.
Do they have one on the courier, too? Yeah, they have one on the courier, and Burning has one. Wait, there's cheeses all over the place now. Wait a minute. Burning picks up the Aegis.
So I think he
MMY
just,
picks up a cheese, and Visage picks up the other cheese. And Visage now also has 6,000 gold on him, too.
and they just have a casual cheese on the courier still, just in case. There you go. There's that Assault Kuros. And it is coming out on the Invoker, so he will... Yeah, there you go. He'll trade in the Force Staff for an AC.
Yeah, so he does opt for the AC, which I think is a pretty decent item. His armor was lacking, and now he's at 28, so he will not be taking nearly as much damage from the Sleight of Fist.
Yeah. Just solid all around. Makes pushing a little bit easier. Gives them a little bit more of a teamfight presence. And there's actually no Assault Kuros out on the side of Titan. So, a nice item pickup here. I think it's a pretty clear upgrade over the Force Staff.
This is actually just ridiculous.
The question is, what does Invoker get after this? Looking at current gold, maybe not Invoker, but what does the Viper get? He's got 7,000 to play with.
Same with Visage. I mean, he's got a lot of gold. I mean, they all have a ton of gold. Of course, I mean, it is 80 minutes in, but...
I mean, even this Visage, I feel like he could grab the Ghost Scepter. I don't even know if that's worth upgrade. Yeah, what do you do here? What do you swap out?
He's holding the cheese, so, I mean, I guess nothing right now.
Nothing. You just find a way to use your cheese.
I mean, a sheep stick on that Visage would be pretty nice.
Yeah, that's true. Nyx is the only one that isn't capped out. He actually has an open inventory slot on the Dire side, I mean.
One of the few.
Yeah, one of the few.
He's only has 15,000 net worth.
Yeah, only 15.
Only.
Yeah. Well, it looks like DK will pressure this bottom tier 3 tower. Of course, Glyph is available. All buybacks available in terms of timer. A couple of the supports are short gold, but everyone's buyback is off cooldown. But DK feeling a little too risky. They will back out. And,
Yeah, they're still just farming neutrals, just trying to get more gold.
Yep, just getting that money. Money, money.
This game's gonna go on forever. They're both playing so patient.
17 minutes fogged. My math skills are getting better.
There you go, man. Invoker picks up Another Demon Edge. So he sold that Did he sell that Necro Book? He sold it. He actually really did sell it.
Yeah, he probably could have just put that on the courier.
Yeah, but instead he buys a full Daedalus now. So he's going to be hitting very, very hard, especially if he has Alacrity on him. He's going to be critting for over 1,000 damage. Well over 1,000 once he gets that Daedalus.
Yeah. There you go. So he's just trying to transition into some right-click carry action. And I mean, he hits decently hard now, but will it be enough? This is almost one of these games where it's just a shame that there isn't a good rapier carrier. I mean, I guess the Ember Spirit is decent, but, you know, there's no, like, gyrocopter.
Look at bottom. MMY just baiting. And, oh, they get the stun up on that Ohio, and he does get blown up.
Wow. All right, they catch off the Bat Rider. He'll buy back straight away. Ember Spirit. He hops forward. Oh, boy. Double bolas come out. MMY. He eats one of the yummy cheeses. Double BKBs out. That'll hinder ZRD's ability to do anything here. Nyx Assassin falls. Burning procs the Aegis. And, oh, no. DK could be in some trouble. Now Burning. He's in no man's land. He'll get caught inside the lasso. He'll fall for the second time. They will grab a counter kill onto the Lion. Lifestealer buys back straight away. Now DK. They just need to minimize their losses here. Scratch that. They'll go aggressive. They finish off the Ember Spirit. Ember, he'll burn his buyback as well. Burning, he's right back in the action. Extinct, does pop the Ghost Scepter, buys him a little bit of time, ends up falling in the end. This could be bad for Titan. They've got 2 down. Nor AA nor the Lion have buybacks available here, Fogged. It is a 5v3 on the field.
This Ember has to be careful with the positioning that he uses Sleight of Fist, because if he gets stunned right afterwards, his BKB is still down and he can get blown up. And they are engaging in. They get the stun on the KYXY. Oh, he gets Ethereal Blade by his teammate, so he does get saved by that.
Yeah, Yamate taking a lot of damage here as well, but now KYXY, he's in big trouble. He gets crit by the Invoker, and this could be the end, Fogged. 85 minutes into this game. The bottom tier 3 tower falls. Yamate gets cleaned up. Oh, there's the glyph. Can they make a hold? Nope. Top lane gets cleaned up. This will be Mega Creeps. And DK, they will finally do it. 34-30. GG, well played. 85 minutes. I think this is the longest Dota game I've ever cast.
Wow. Holy shit.
Holy Toledo.
That's all I can really say at this point right now. I mean, the Ember Spirit, he had to be a little bit more careful with that positioning because his BKB was down and he had already used his buyout, and he stepped up a little bit. And yeah, the Nyx seized the opportunity, used his Carapace, blinked into the Flame Guard, got the stun there, and then used the stun follow-up. Even though Ohio tried to save him with that Ethereal Blade, which was a great effort, it just wasn't enough to just keep him alive through all the damage that Invoker was dishing out, as well as the Lifestealer.
Yep, here we see some happy faces on the side of DK following that game. Smiles, pounding some water. Titan, well, they're looking a little bit frustrated. Fogged, what's it like to lose a game like that? 85 minutes, neck
I've never
and
had a
neck the
game go
entire
nearly
time.
that far. I've had one go, I think, my longest game that I played was a little bit over 60-something minutes, and it's just like, it's so demoralizing.
Yeah, I can only imagine. That is ridiculous. So, guys, that was game 1 of this best of 2 series between Titan and DK. We've got at least, we've got exactly 3 more games of Dota coming up. Titan versus DK, game 2 in this best of series. We'll see if Titan can tie it up or if DK can make this, I was going to say a quick 2-0, but there's nothing quick about it. We'll see if they can just make it a 2-0. So we'll have a short break here, guys. Game 2 coming up in a jiff.